Well, gather. Gather fish from a barrel. Scoop fish from a barrel. Or just plain old gather. It's a movement that occurs in the Yang style 24 form twice, around about the middle of the series. It also shows up in several other Tai Chi forms series as well. And so today we're going to look at gathering. Hi, I'm Jack Godfrey with Southdale Wellness, and this is Beginner Tai Chi. And they're produced on YouTube once a week on Fridays. So let's have a look at gather. So gather fish from a barrel. Gather, just gather itself. There's many names that this particular movement goes by, and as we've learned, that's the common thing in Tai Chi and Qigong. You're going to find out many different names in English for the Tai Chi movement or the Qigong movement. So this one is called just plain gather, and it's also known as gather fish from a barrel, and also scoop fish from a barrel, with or without using the word gather. So scooping fish from a barrel, gathering fish from a barrel, or just plain old gather. So that's the name. So let's have a look at where it shows up. In the Yang style 24 form, it shows up in two places. High pat on horse and gather. Turn body and gather. And the interesting thing is these appear in roughly in the middle of the series, almost one right after the other. So we have high pat on horse. Now let's just have a look at high pat on horse. We'll look at it straight on, and then we'll look at it from the side. So high pat on horse, we're like this, and this hand is here with the palm up, the other hand's here by the ear, and we bring the feet a little bit closer together. And now we pat the chin of the horse, and we come up like so. This hand comes down. So this is high pat on horse. And now gather comes from here. So the hand by the hip comes up so the wrists cross. You turn the palms so they face each other, and you imagine you're opening the drapes, you're pulling the curtains aside, and then the hands come down like this, and they cross and they come up. So it's this basic movement that's going on. And you just visualize it here. So pull the curtains open, reach down into that barrel, scoop fish from the barrel, and lift it up in front. And then we do whatever we're going to do next. Typically, this movement, open the drapes and gather the fish, gets the hands where they need to be to do something where the arms need to be up high. And the thing is, after high pat on horse, we're doing a right heel kick. So we're doing gather fish from the barrel, put all the weight in the left leg, because we're going to do the kick with the right leg. So we gather fish from the barrel, we lift up here, and then we go like so. So we've got the hands in the right place. So that's one, obviously the role for pretty much all of the transitional movements is to get the body in the right place. So that was gather, or scoop fish from a barrel. Let's look at it from the side. So we're here, and as far as which foot should have weight, doesn't really matter. So for high pat on horse, we're here, we just did this. And now the hand comes up, the wrists cross, we turn the palms, pull the drapes open, scoop fish from a barrel, shift the weight into the front foot. We come up here, and the wrists are crossed, and now we can do the next one, which is right heel kick. Let's look at it from the other side. So gather fish from the barrel. We're here, we just finished high pat on horse. This hand comes down here, and now it comes up. The hands cross, the palms face each other. Open the curtains, so this brings the arms wide. We then gather fish from a barrel, scoop a fish from a barrel. We come up, we're here, and then we're doing right heel kick, and then we move on to whatever. So that's the place where gather shows up for the first time, right after high pat on horse. And high pat on horse is another one of those movements within Tai Chi that has multiple names as well. It's all got to do with horses and patting them. And now, the next one shows up and is called turn body and gather. So, we're here and we just finished right heel kick and then box ears. And then what we do is we do the turn. Well, that's the easy part. Well, if you know how to do this, so you're here and we turn around and we're facing the opposite way. You take a half step and now, once again, we're here. We open the drapes. We gather fish from a barrel. We lift up and we go to do whatever's next. In this case, left heel kick. So gather fish from a barrel. So let's look at it from this side here. We're just going to focus on the arms and we'll have this leg forward this time. So gather fish from a barrel. You start typically with the arms are roughly in this position here. And so we open the drapes, reach down into that barrel full of fish, and we pull some fish up and the hands cross and we're ready to do what we need to do next. Now let's look at it on the opposite side. So we're here and the hands are somewhere in front of the body, depending on what movement just preceded this. Open the drapes, so you bring the hands apart. We come down the outside of the body, we come up the center line of the body, and the wrists cross. And we're about chin high. Some cases we can start way up here. And so we go scoop fish from the barrel, and we move on to whatever's next. So let's look at it straight on again. So gather and scoop fish from a barrel. We're here. We open the drapes, pull them apart, come down the outside of the body, and then come up the inside of the body with the wrists cross. And this has our arms ready to move out in whatever direction is necessary. So one more time here. Open the drapes, come down the outside of the body, come up the center line of the body, and let the wrists cross briefly. And we'll have a look from the back one more time. Open the drapes, come down the outside of the body, dig into that barrel, scoop some fish out of the barrel, and we come on up, ready to do whatever needs to be done next. In the case of the 24 form, we're doing a right heel kick, preceded by gather, and we're doing a left heel kick right after we gather as well. So in this case, we're opening the drapes, scooping fish from the barrel, and in both of those cases, the hands are here, we lift the knee, we do a right heel kick, and then we do the box ears, and then we turn and we gather, and we're going to do a left heel kick. So once again, well, for the turn, the hands are here. So they're already in place to do the open the curtains, come down the outside, reach into the barrel, draw the fish up. We're here. And now you lift the knee and we kick into left heel kick. And then we go on with the rest of the 24 form. So that was gather. As it's in many of the lists of the Tai Chi 24 form, it just says gather. My teacher has used gather, gather fish from a barrel, scoop fish from a barrel, or just plain old scoop. And we all know, use the word gather, use the word scoop, whatever. Open the drapes, come down the outside of the body, come up the center line of the body with the wrists crossed, ready to move on to whatever's next. Well, that's it for today for gather fish from a barrel, or just plain old gather. We'll see you next time.